Hey YouTubers, it's DIYDan here. Today I'm going to show you how to change the manual transmission fluid in your AW11 MR2. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, the first thing we want to do is go ahead and jack up the car. And what I did is I used a block of wood in between the body of the vehicle, or the frame, and my jack to make sure I don't do any damage. And there is a frame rail that runs all along the very outside of the body here, and that's a good jack point. So I'm going to go ahead and raise the car up. After you got the car jacked up, next thing we want to do is put a jack stand under the vehicle for safety. Okay, the next thing we want to do is take a 15th, 16th inch socket and go ahead and loosen the fill plug. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. After you loosen the fill plug, next thing we want to do is loosen the drain plug. So take that same 15th, 16th inch socket and go ahead and crack that loose. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Okay, the next thing you want to do is slide a drain pan underneath to collect the old oil and loosen up and remove the drain plug. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. I'm going to go ahead and let this sit here for about a half hour to let it drain. After the fluid is done draining, go ahead and install your clean drain bolt. Now it's time to start filling the car up with transmission fluid. The AW11 MR2 requires 2.7 quarts, and Toyota recommends that we use a 75 W90 GL4 rated fluid. And I'm going to go ahead and pump the transmission fluid into the transmission case using this cool fluid pump here. But I've also seen guys dangle funnels from the hood here and snake a hose down into the fill plug. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Before we can start filling the car up with transmission fluid, we have to make sure the car is level. So I went ahead and lowered the jack. And since we've already loosened the fill plug, you can actually reach in right by the driver's side rear tire. See, we have access to the bolt. So I'm going to go ahead and remove this and insert my hose from my fluid pump and start filling this up with transmission fluid. Once you see fluid oozing out of the fill plug hole, that means the transmission is full of fluid. So all you have to do now is remove your hose and reinstall the fill plug. And we're done. And that's how you change the transmission fluid in a MK1 Toyota MR2. Good luck, guys.